Hey everyone, so today is going to be a very serious video and I'm going to be addressing the topic of supporting somebody who feels suicidal. This can be a very stressful, scary and upsetting time for the person who is going through this. So it is imperative that you know how to help and that you're doing it in the right way, and it is very important that you don't say the wrong thing, as it is a very vulnerable situation to be in for everybody concerned. Try not to judge. It can be very upsetting if somebody close to you is thinking about taking their own life. It is very understandable to feel shocked, frightened or angry. However, it is really important that you don't judge the person or blame them in any way for how they are feeling. It's not their fault. Often finding somebody who is prepared to listen and be supportive of what they're going through is the first step for that person to get the help that they need. Talk to the person about how they are feeling. If you think somebody is feeling suicidal, one of the most important things you can do is talk to that person about how they are feeling and just be there to listen to them and listen to what they have to say. If you're not sure how to approach the conversation, you could start with talking to them about their situation in an open and non-judgmental way. You could start with something like, when did this start happening for you? How did you feel? And you could start exploring their thoughts about suicide. Asking them the simple question, are you having thoughts about suicide? Or what thoughts about suicide have you been having? This can help them talk about how they're feeling and can really help you have an understanding of their thoughts and their intentions. Another really valuable thing to do is to give them time to talk by listening and reflecting back on what they've said. It really is understandable that you might feel pressured to say the right thing. Just remember that by you being there for them and listening in a compassionate way, you are really helping that person to not feel as frightened and less isolated. Next thing is encourage them to get help. Even if someone seems very sure on taking their own life, it is really important that you explore every possible option and source of support with them. You could talk to them about the idea of getting the help and ask them how they feel about it. Ask them if they think it's a good idea to maybe get the support that they do need. In doing this, you will start to encourage them to get the support. This could be going to see a doctor, going to see a therapist or a counsellor. Next thing is ask them how you can help. Somebody else might know what helps them or what has helped them in the past, and that person can tell you what it is. However, if nobody knows what has helped or what can help, you can have a conversation with them about what you can do, and maybe you could even write a support plan together. It is really important that they agree to the support that you're offering them. You can help support them by helping them to book appointments, so GP appointments, therapy appointments. They might find it really difficult to even just make the first step in making the appointment. So you could be a really good person in supporting them through just making that first appointment. And the other one is going with them to their appointments. You may have made the appointment by now, but if they've not been before and they find it really scary to go to appointments anyway, it'll really help them if they have somebody by their side just to go with them and go to all their appointments with them, because then they know that they'll have the support and they know that they'll have somebody to reach out to after their appointment is over. Right, this is a really important one, okay? Help them stay safe. If somebody is talking to you about feeling suicidal and intending to end their life, you need to stay with them and you need to remove anything that could cause them harm, like sharp objects. Next one is help them think about positive things. Exploring reasons to live can be a really positive way of supporting somebody who is suicidal. These things could include writing a list of positive things or positive people in their life. Now this is one that I do myself anyway, keeping a memory box. It really helps me when I'm having a really bad day and I'm feeling really, really low. Having a memory box is just, maybe I do cry, but I cry because I'm happy about things. And that's what I like about the memory box. You have it for things that you like. You can put photographs, you can put your favourite perfume in, you can put favourite CDs, books, you know, whatever, however big the box is. It doesn't have to be amazingly big. but it really does help you when you're having a really bad day, when you're really, really low. I find the memory boxes can be really, really useful in those situations. And I also have in there a scarf that my granddad Alan had. Next thing is look for warning signs. It can be really difficult to recognise when somebody is intending to take their own life. Sometimes a suicide attempt can seem to come very suddenly and without any warning. Often when somebody is feeling suicidal, they find it very hard to talk about their feelings and emotions. And they go to great lengths to disguise these feelings or to convince friends and family that they are coping. If someone often experiences suicidal feelings, they may know their own warning signs and might be able to tell you, or they might be able to write it down and give that to you. This could really help you to look out for the signs in the future. So these are some of the warning signs that you should look out for. Stressful events like failing exams or being made redundant or a divorce, experiencing bereavement or loss, feelings of shame, isolation and loneliness, loss of self-esteem, giving away their possessions, sleep problems, particularly in waking up early in the morning, use of suicide promoting websites, someone who is taking less care of themselves, like eating badly or not caring about what they actually look like, a sense of uselessness and having no purpose, talking about ending their life or suicide in general, a marked change of behaviour. Someone may appear to be calm and at peace for the first time, or more usually may be withdrawn and have difficulty communicating. This one is getting help in an emergency. This is really important because there may, if somebody is feeling suicidal, the likelihood of the emergency coming up, you know, it's possible to happen. Really listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. If you're worried that someone is in immediate risk of taking their own life, you should stay with that person and do one of these things. Encourage them to ring the Samaritans. I will leave the Samaritans number in the description, so if anybody is feeling like this, you can ring that number. They are amazing. They are open 24 hours a day. Contact their GP for an emergency appointment or telephone the out of hours services. If they have a community mental health team, call them. Ring 999 or NHS Direct, which is 111, and that can be from any landline, mobile, whatever phone you have, for free. Go to the nearest accident and emergency department. So the next thing is, if somebody has attempted suicide, you should ring 999 and stay with them until the ambulance arrives. The next one is supporting yourself. Look after yourself. Knowing somebody is having suicidal thoughts can be really stressful and emotionally draining on yourself, especially as some people will attempt suicide multiple times. Accepting that somebody is suicidal can be really, really difficult. It is so important to look after your own mental and physical well-being. Make sure that you get enough sleep. Make sure that you're eating regularly and doing the things that you enjoy. This is one you really need to listen to, is try not to blame yourself. You may feel guilty, upset or angry at the person who is suicidal. It is so understandable to experience a range of emotions. If you are blaming yourself, try to remember this: it's not your fault. However, it may be really helpful to talk to somebody about how you are feeling. It can be a really hard situation to be in, but really, it's not your fault. And you're going to be going round in your head thinking, did I do something? Maybe I should have realised. I should have watched out for the warning signs. Okay, you know the warning signs now. The next one is get support. It is important that you are able to reach out for help, and asking for help to deal with your emotions is okay. If you're struggling to deal with it, then you need the help, and that is perfectly normal and that is perfectly okay. Don't feel bad about you asking for help. 2 things you could do: try talking to friends or family members. Get treatment yourself if you're finding things too hard to cope with. You could go and see your GP or see a therapist. But please, if any of you out there are looking after somebody who is suicidal, or if you are suicidal yourself, please get the help. Please. You have your whole life ahead of you. And I know right now you think that it's the only way out. You think that nobody actually cares. I care. I really do care. You can message me anytime. All my links are in the description. I know this is really contradictory of me, but things will get better. Maybe not right now, maybe not in 5 years, but they will. They will get better. I hated anybody who would tell me things will get better. It really peed me off, but I promise you they will. Things will start looking up. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped and was informative, even just a little bit. Please comment, like, share the video, and please do subscribe. All my links are in the description. You're all worth recovery. Remember that. I love you all. Right now, because of all the emotions going through my head, I just feel like I'm going to explode with emotions. Is that possible? Can you imagine though? Imagine if you could explode with emotions. That'd be really weird. Like, you have too many emotions to fit in your body that you go